So first I'll give a small, short introduction, the practical or clinically oriented facts about cancer of the cervix, and thereafter a short presentation on the vaccination. So till now, you see amongst women, the commonest cancer till the turn of the century, everywhere it was cervical cancer, cancer of the cervix. Most of the women, means the cancer unique to women, important ones are breast cancer, cervical cancer and ovarian cancer. And all three may be lethal if not managed well or if not detected early. These will be, they kill so many women, statistics you can look up, but so this is how you can see the lesion on the cervix. It is very easy to detect when the growth has started. It's already a tumor with bleeding or irregular appearance on the cervix. A simple speculum examination, which everyone knows who has passed out his MBBS, a simple speculum examination will detect a cervical growth, exophytic growth. So just to say that it is still important, the cervical cancer, though in more privileged societies, the breast cancer has now become more common than cancer of the cervix. It's number 2 now. But in the poor population, we have a lot of poor people, more poor people in our country compared to rich people or privileged people. So in them, still cervical cancer is commonest. Sorry. Gross clinical appearance, on the left side we are showing normal cervix, as you must have all seen during speculum examination, which is the basic part of clinical examination. You don't have to be a gynecologist to do speculum examination. You just, in any OPD with a SIM speculum or even Cusco speculum, you can examine the cervix. So cervical cancer looks something like this. When it has developed fully, the frank cancer is on the other side of the slide, and it's usually an exophytic growth, cauliflower type growth भी कह देते हैं, एक ही बात है. So exophytic growth, irregular margins, the appearance is almost confirmatory, and still you have to do a biopsy to confirm and treat. But we are, so this is how it kills the patient. Initial stages are asymptomatic. Stage 1, which is confined to cervix. There are preclinical lesions also, well-defined preclinical lesions, which take several years to become cancer. But once the invasive cancer develops, then within a matter of months, it starts spreading. And it spreads locoregional spread, which means to the contiguous tissues and to the regional nodes, which are pelvic nodes, and then thereafter onto paraortic nodes later on. Then less common is distant metastasis, which is lungs, liver, etc. That is less common. This cancer of the cervix kills the patient by obstructive uropathy. The malignant infiltration of the pelvic part of ureter is, we can do stenting and palliative procedures, but finally it is incurable. Once the disease has spread into all over the pelvis, it will obstruct the ureters permanently. So then, and most of the patients, that's something very good, that the old ladies who have it, they die a sweet death due to uremia and incurable uremia. But then that's not what we are concentrating upon. We are concentrating upon the prevention and screening aspects of it. Now, cervical cancer is one cancer which has very well defined stages of initiation of cancer, thereafter precancerous stage, and thereafter invasive cancer. And it takes several years. बहुत टाइम होता है कि उसको पहचान लिया जाए पहले. So, a short thing about the oncogenesis. You know that there are several viruses which are oncogenetic, like hepatitis B and human papillomavirus, which I am going to talk about. Epstein-Barr virus also, that's known for a long time. But then this was just about 30 years ago that HPV's association with cancer of the cervix was found out. So it's more recent development than hepatitis B, or which we knew already. But the process which happens is like this, that at puberty, when in every girl who attains puberty, uterus starts enlarging, and cervix also starts getting everted into the vagina because of influence of the sex hormones, estrogen mainly and progesterone, and thereafter it's a part of the sexual maturation. The exposed part of the endocervical canal, that is the cervical canal, has columnar and cuboidal epithelium, and once it gets exposed to vaginal environment, which is acidic, it undergoes squamous metaplasia. Vagina में epithelium ही रह सकती है, squamous epithelium. Columnar या cuboidal नहीं होती because of the environment. So the epithelium has to change to become squamous. And squamous epithelium, squamous metaplasia which occurs, it occurs in orderly manner, which is called typical squamous metaplasia. But if it goes haywire, which means due to some factors, if in the teenage there are some factors which act upon it, then the squamous metaplasia, which should be typical, becomes atypical. That is the beginning of the trouble. पर अभी कुछ नहीं हुआ, patient is asymptomatic, no one knows. And thereafter, as I said, it develops into, first of all, atypia, atypical squamous metaplasia. Few years it takes to develop into intraepithelial neoplasm, which are called CIN, cervical intraepithelial neoplasia, and thereafter CIN is also called dysplasia. And thereafter dysplasia progresses from mild to moderate to severe, and then finally it may go to invasive cancer, which is the real cancer of the cervix. So what a wonderful thing that there is so much time which nature has given us, or the natural history of the cervical cancer gives you. You can detect it at, if someone who's predisposed, you can detect it at 25 years of age, 30 years, 35. Invasive cancer usually will present after 45 or 40, but it's variable. So this concept is most important to understand, that normal cervix is first there, and mainly at puberty when hormonal changes occur and metaplasia starts. And if sexual activity happens at that time, during sexual activity, if it is, especially if it is regular, teenage sex will make this squamous metaplasia atypical. So that is HPV infected cervix. But most of the times, if the immunity is good, HPV is not a very virulent infection. It will get resolved. Body की immunity उसको खत्म कर सकती है. That is why not everyone gets. Everyone gets squamous metaplasia. Some get atypical. If HPV also comes, which means human papillomavirus, certain strains. HPV virus has more than 100 strains, and only about 8 strains are oncogenic. बाकी सारे benign हैं. HPV infection is almost universal in sexually active women or even men. Penile warts हो जाते हैं, कईयों को नहीं भी होते, and so it is associated with sexual intercourse. The so-called wart virus is so common that if you have normal sexual intercourse, the wart virus, either from skin or from environment, it will go in. So the early stages of HPV infection, a majority regress. Then third, pre-cancer. Pre-cancer also. The milder forms of pre-cancer also can regress because HPV, again, the immunity of the body. It can kind of deactivate the virus. But then advanced stages of pre-cancer, once it goes to advanced stages and it has not been detected by screening, then it definitely will progress to invasive cervical cancer, which is the real cancer of the cervix. And risk factors, we know, as mentioned on the slide, viral factors are there, that is oncogenic types of HPV. And its viral load, how much HPV has been transferred onto cervix. Then there are host factors, genetic factors, and all these are linked to lifestyle factors also, that you know, because lifestyle influences your immunity. So cancer immunity is important. Immunity सिर्फ infections की नहीं होती है, कैंसर तो कैंसर भी prevent करती है immunity. So these are well-known risk factors, but the main important risk factors for development of dysplasia, which means pre-cancerous stage of cancer and thereafter ultimately cancer, is early age at first coitus, which means teenage sexual activity. Adolescence में, जैसे मैंने बताया कि वो the cervical epithelium is unstable, it's undergoing squamous metaplasia, and introduction of HPV virus and incorporation of its genome into the host genome, into the host cells, will result in carcinogenesis. So these two things, early marriage and HPV, are the main things. Others are secondary factors, which means multiple sexual partners, poor hygiene, things which lower your immunity like smoking, multiple pregnancies, etc. That's human papillomavirus. It doesn't have a shell or coating, but capsid is there, capsid protein is there on the surface. So on the left side we've shown that HPV 16 and 18 are the main types which can cause cancer. HPV 16 and 18 are oncogenic. The other types, as I said, it's more than 100. So other types just cause simple warts, condylomata acuminata. Anogenital warts हो सकते हैं, even skin पे भी warts हो जाते हैं. Those are other strains. Pathogenesis, as I've already mentioned, this is just a histological picture that typical squamous metaplasia on cervix happens in every girl who attains puberty, becomes mature. But presence of HPV infection, which is mainly due to sexual intercourse, may not, but may make it atypical metaplasia, beginning of atypia. Then atypia progresses to dysplasia, dysplasia progresses to cancer. We've already discussed. So all this, in every cancer, this will depend upon an interplay of host immunity and certain offending factors. Now we come to screening, which is very important. Screening means, because you know that so many cancers, they start de novo without any well-defined pre-cancerous stage, pre-invasive stage. Carcinoma in situ सभी cancers का नहीं होता है. Even carcinoma in situ से पहले dysplastic stage भी नहीं होती है in most of the cancers. And it's only cervix presents such a model which is unique that 5 साल एटीपिया रहेगा, 10 साल अर्ली डिस्प्लेजिया जिसको CIN बोलते हैं, CIN1 बोलते हैं, उसके बाद 10 साल CIN2 and 3 सीवियर डिस्प्लेजिया रहेगा और उसके बाद कैंसर बनेगा. इतना टाइम है, but that time is lost because of lack of screening. So cytological screening, you know that it is just by the turn of the 19th to 20th century, 123 साल पहले, Papanicolaou was a cytologist interested in gynecology. He devised this cellular study of cervix. At that time, sexual revolution was occurring in Europe, and due to promiscuity, cancer of the cervix was very, very common in Europe. Radiotherapy was started, radical surgery was started there, and so this man was the founder, and then pap smear जो हम करते हैं वो that detects his hypothesis became a theory, and then it became a fact and practice. So this is cytological screening, which is important. The other screening things, I'll come about it later, when cytology is not available in poor parts of the country or less privileged parts of the country like ours. So VIA and VILI, VIA, VILI are the other methods. So these screening by cytology can be done by any doctor. The gynecologist is not required, and simple speculum examination, and this spatula is available as you can see in the picture. The smear is made from this and sent to the lab. Now we must again understand that real screening for any disease which is epidemiologically important should be population-based screening, not hospital-based screening. I have seen in certain corporate hospitals in other cities like Apollo Fortis saying that cancer screening is done here as a part of their PR or advertisement campaign. हॉस्पिटल में कैंसर स्क्रीनिंग तो उनकी होगी जो वो किसी और प्रॉब्लम के लिए आते हैं. सो दैट इज कॉल्ड लिमिटेड अपॉर्चुनिस्टिक स्क्रीनिंग. वो कोई खास बात नहीं है. दैट इज एन एड मेथड फॉर द कॉर्पोरेट्स. रियल स्क्रीनिंग इज इन एसिम्प्टोमेटिक पॉपुलेशन जिसको कोई तकलीफ नहीं है. हेल्थ इट शुड बी पार्ट ऑफ द हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, मैंडेटरी हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, and then any lady who has health insurance has to have a cervical cytology. So the conventional cytology was just scraping with a wooden spatula, but now for the 20 years, for the past 20, since the beginning of this century, we have a better method which is called liquid based cytology or LBC. So that has a broom-like cytobrush. You can see the one with the long stalk, and then a liquid fixative is provided along with that. That's a ready-made kit available for this. You can see the difference. जो पैप स्मीयर हम बनाते हैं उसमें अगर हम स्मीयर करते हैं स्लाइड तो नॉन यूनिफॉर्म होती है वो, स्पेशली क्योंकि हम गायनेकोलॉजिस्ट है, इतने पैथोलॉजिस्ट भी नहीं है, तो वो अनइवन स्लाइड आप देख सकते हो ऑन द अदर पार्ट. वेयर एज दिस थिन प्रेप, बिकॉज लिक्विड बेस्ड साइटोलॉजी, द एंटायर मटेरियल गेट्स डिसॉल्व्ड इन द लिक्विड विच इज एथेनॉल बेसिकली, एंड देन इट इज proper lab people do it themselves. Such a beautiful uniform slide. So this is a much better method, even though that means at least 20% improvement in sensitivity, specificity, etc. So पैथोलॉजिस्ट के लिए भी आसान है. जो कन्वेंशनल पैप्स में है, जो टेढ़ा मेढ़ा या अनइवन बन जाता है, वो that looks something like this to the pathologist, difficult for him to interpret. Whereas thin pap test, which is same as LBC, gives more clear, uniformly stained and better interpretable slide. ये सामने है. तो this is just a comparison के जो conventional pap smear है स्क्रीनिंग का वुडन स्पैचुला से लेते हैं, वो दूसरा हमें साइटोब्रश और ब्रूम मिलता है, which has very fine plastic bristles and these are rotated onto the cervix. And the same thing which I have already said, that the slides are better. This is how liquid based cytology sample is collected. The central bristles are longer to reach at least the middle of the endocervical canal, and the peripheral bristles take it from the ectocervix and the squamocolumnar junction, which is also called transformation zone. जो मैंने बताया कि जब मेटाप्लेजिया होता है तो एक छोटा सा जोन बन जाता है कि where squamous epithelium has replaced columnar epithelium, और वही जगह है जहाँ पे फ्यूचर में कैंसर स्टार्ट होना है. तो this is how screening is done. Now there is also another test for screening used now without cytology, that is just HPV DNA in cervical secretions. Cervical secretion pipette से ले लो, dropper से ले लो, कैसे मर्जी ले लो, और send it for HPV DNA. This is also acceptable as a screening method, but not available. See, that is PCR test, expensive, and it's not available as a part of public health program. So हमें cytology पे ही depend करना है. But now talking of these hi-fi things, as I said, the majority of our population is poor, underprivileged. तो वहाँ पे साइटोलॉजी भी अफोर्ड नहीं कर सकते, और नेशनल प्रोग्राम कोई नहीं है जो मुफ्त साइटोलॉजी करता है. लोगों की करनी चाहिए पर नहीं करते. So for health workers who are available in the field, there are two simple methods for screening without cytology, and those are called VIA and VILI. VIA and VILI are these methods. Simply any nurse can be taught or health worker can be taught to do a speculum examination and put a diluted acetic acid. In the first picture you can see that any area with dysplasia will stain white. It's called aceto-white area. If they find such area, they have to send the patient to institution, the referral center, referral hospital nearby, so that a colposcopy, biopsy, etc., further investigation of this can be done. The other test is, after this, first they do with acetic acid, then Lugol's iodine, diluted again 5%, is poured onto the cervix, and normal cervical epithelium stains mahogany brown. Mahogany means dark brown. आप देख सकते हो dark brown है. जो the yellow patches, if they are seen, yellowish patches, those are suspicious. वो diagnose नहीं होता है उससे कुछ, पर suspicious है and need further investigation. So this is a very simple screening method. गांव में जहाँ भी है, health workers should be taught, but अभी तक नहीं है. ये भी नहीं. Some states have started. State governments have started this screening because of the prodding by gynecologists. This simple method to be done by health workers is really useful. जहाँ पे साइटोलॉजी, यहाँ पे तो मतलब पढ़े लिखे लोग भी नहीं करवाते साइटोलॉजी, तो अगर कर दी जाए किसी की एज ए पब्लिक सर्विस तो बहुत अच्छा है. Now, in short, prevention. First of all, most effective thing for prevention is HPV vaccination. It doesn't give 100% prevention. It's about 70 to 80% protection it gives against cervical cancer. Then, obviously, as we have already discussed, that sexual practices and lifestyle habits. Sexual practices, again, avoiding sexual intercourse during teenage is one way to avoid cervical cancer or dysplasias. Lifestyle habits, they definitely affect your immunity. So, as I said, majority of HPV infections can regress if the girl or the young lady is careful. Secondary prevention, you know, is screening, early detection. Early detection को secondary prevention बोलते हैं. तो and then if something is found, the further workup is required. See, cytology पे अगर कुछ भी आ जाए, severe dysplasia, which means CIN grade 3, in cervix, a biopsy is mandatory. It's not the same as FNAC cytology from the breast lump. Cytology from breast lump if malignant cells are seen, you can proceed with treatment, mastectomy or whatever. It doesn't require histopathological confirmation, because if pathologist says that malignant cell dekhe maine in cytology, then that's final. But in cervix it's not final because of comparison of data. And so a guided biopsy by colposcopy or acetic acid application extra is required to decide upon the appropriate treatment of cervical lesions. टर्शियरी प्रिवेंशन यही होता है कि जो डिजीज जिसको हो गई है उसका सही ट्रीटमेंट हो जाए. एंड द टू थिंग्स which we have for treatment of cervical cancer are radical surgery, so called radical hysterectomy with node dissection, and chemoradiation, which is given concurrently in cancer of the cervix. So recommendation, screening कब और कितनी करवानी चाहिए. See, on the left side I have mentioned the American recommendations, and on the right side I have mentioned Indian recommendations. The American criteria cannot apply here. We have such a vast population, and health coverage cannot be, slowly शायद हो जाए कुछ साल में, but it's really difficult to achieve. And our gynecological association, it's called FIGO, Federation International, and FOXY in India are prodding the government to start public health programs like this. Anyway, the international screening recommendations are that you start screening for cervical cancer. That means cervical cytology, whether by pap smear or preferably by LBC, within 1 year after the start of sexual activity. So usually marriage, but see, in promiscuous societies premarital sex is really common. So हमें उससे कुछ नहीं लेना है, married, unmarried या कुछ जिसकी sexual activity है, that girl must start having cervical smear within 1 year of starting the sexual activity. And up to the age of 29 years, it's every 3 years that a cervical cytology is sufficient. Even once in 5 years also may suffice. After the age of 30 to 65, the same thing can be continued कि cytology हर 3 साल बाद करवाओ. अगर if co-testing is available, which means cytology with HPV DNA detection, then every 5 years is sufficient. ये 3 to 5 years लंबा समय है. It's just because the dysplasia takes several years and you have time. कितनी wonderful बात है. कितने majority of other cancers don't have such a thing. Now in countries like ours, low resource settings, poor people, underprivileged people, and then adding on to refugees, Rohingya refugees, and illegal migrants coming and living in shanties and camps. So वो भी तो अपने ही बंदे बन जाते हैं जो यहाँ रहते हैं. तो स्क्रीनिंग तो उनकी भी होनी चाहिए. So our recommendation is कि लाइफ में एक बार at the age of 30 years and at the age of 50 years अगर हर एक लेडी का cervical smear हो जाए, that's a great thing to be achieved. That is sufficient. It will prevent 75% of the cancers. हर 3 साल 5 साल बाद छोड़ो, लाइफ में 2 बार, at 30 years of age, at 50 years of age, a cervical smear, that's sufficient. उससे भी बेटर है अगर हर 10 साल बाद अगर हो जाए, पर वो गवर्नमेंट देगी नहीं तो यूनिवर्सल एप्लीकेशन होगा नहीं. And other thing is HPV vaccination though available doesn't provide 100% protection. जिसने HPV वैक्सीनेशन लगवा ली है वो ये ना सोचे कि मुझे अब स्क्रीनिंग की ज़रूरत नहीं है, I will not get cancer. The screening recommendations are same because its efficacy in preventing the cancer is 70 to 80%. 20-30% काफ़ी है जो छूट जाते हैं. So if you have had HPV immunization, the screening must be done. वही कम से कम 2 बार लाइफ में स्क्रीनिंग होनी चाहिए. Other thing which a few gynecologists and other doctors may make a mistake, that when a visible lesion, exophytic growth, is found on the cervix, तब साइटोलॉजी नहीं की जाती है. साइटोलॉजी की जाती है नॉर्मल सर्विक्स में. When cervix appears almost normal or small erosion, यानी कोई visible growth नहीं है. That is the principle in gynecology, that a visible lesion on cervix needs biopsy. उसकी साइटोलॉजी का कोई फायदा नहीं है. Will not give you the correct diagnosis. Will add to confusion. So if you find a cancer-like growth on cervix, cytology का रोल नहीं है. Cytology screening का रोल है जहाँ cervix normal है या mildly inflamed है. Then HPV vaccination. Now concluding, we talked about it. It's not the panacea, but it's very helpful. 70 to 80% efficacy. So routine vaccination. There is some controversy and variation of opinion about it. Some will say start it at 9 years. Some will say start it at 15 years. Actually, teenage में पहला teenage में हो जानी चाहिए. The crux of the matter is that every girl should be immunized during her teenage. Teenage क्या? 13 to 19, जिसके पीछे teen आता है. But I have written 12 to 18 years. 12 to 18 years में immunization हो जानी चाहिए. That's routine vaccination or the standard approach. Then there is a catch-up vaccination which can be done later, which means 90 to 25 years. Marriage mostly हो जाती है इस एज में, और वो म्यूटाजेनेसिस प्रोसेस अर्ली स्टेज में होता है, ऑन्कोजेनेसिस. तो अगर HPV इम्यूनिटी बढ़ा दी जाए तो फिर वो रिग्रेस हो जाएगा. सो वंडरफुल थिंग. up to 25 years of age. The pharmaceutical companies have got approval for vaccination after 25. That means 26 to 50 years of age also. That is, I believe and I have concluded that is because of their commercial interest. वो बेचनी है उन्होंने तो वो तो कहेंगे सारे लगवाओ. तो very little benefit, about 25 to 30% if you take it after the 25 years of age. Small benefit is there. So 25-30% वाली वैक्सीन तो फिर यूज, and it's expensive too. It's not, HPV vaccine is not a part of our national immunization program because of its expense. And it's obviously, so it has to be bought either by NGOs to give to a limited group of women, girls, और अपने आप खरीद के ले आओ बाजार से और लगवाओ. तो so for vaccination to be effective, it must be completed before starting of sexual activity.
Soon, as we are running short of time and we have already exceeded the time limit for this session.
Sorry, quickly.
Please continue.
Doesn't matter. So it is not of much use if it is delayed further. The schedule basically, if up to 15 years of age you are taking it, there are 2 doses which provide enough immunity, which is at 0 and 6 months, and thereafter after 15 years of age, 3 doses like Hep B vaccine, hepatitis B, or these 2 are similar, 0, 2 and 6 months, or 0. And lastly, these are the commercially available. 3 companies are marketing this. 2 are multinationals. Gardasil is from GSK, Cervarix is from another multinational company. The Indian company is Serum Institute of India, which is marketing Cervavac. थोड़ा बहुत प्राइस में फर्क है. So these 3 vaccines are commercially available, and about the price of 1 dose ranges from about 1800 to 2800. Well, that's all. So this is just a concluding remark with thanking you all. तैनू अज हजूर तो फतेह आई, खबरां उडियां विच जहान दे जी, शाह मुहम्मदा वैरी नु जान हाजिर, सदा रखिए विच ध्यान दे जी. जिनको पंजाबी नहीं आती उनके लिए ये है कि ये एक बहुत कमज़ोर दुश्मन है आपका, जिसको आप बहुत इजीली कंट्रोल कर सकते हो अगर ध्यान में रखो तो। नमस्कार, थैंक यू।
Thank you. I now